In the heart of Cambodia, meticulously kept ledgers told a story of industrial-scale deception. They weren't accounting books for a legitimate business. They were the meticulous records of a digital empire built on lies. Page after page detailed who scammed whom, the exact amounts stolen, and which employee was assigned to handle each unsuspecting client. This was the operational manual for a global fraud, orchestrated from a place that felt more like a prison than a corporate headquarters. One of the nerve centers of this operation was the Crown High-Tech Complex, a sprawling compound that housed thousands of people. It was a city within a city, but one where freedom was a forgotten currency. Every hallway was patrolled by stone-faced guards, their presence a constant silent threat. Every elevator had a sentry ensuring no one moved without authorization. For the workers trapped inside, many of whom had been lured there under false pretenses, escape was a near-impossible dream. They were cogs in a machine, their lives reduced to executing scripts and draining the bank accounts of strangers half a world away. This operation was far more sinister than simple financial fraud. It was a modern form of slavery, cloaked in the sophisticated language of internet-age cryptography. The employees were captives, their passports confiscated, their movements restricted, forced to work grueling hours under the constant threat of violence. The master of this dark kingdom, a man we'll call Chen, had built his fortune on human misery and digital theft, amassing a staggering amount of wealth in the process, much of it converted into Bitcoin. Meanwhile, back in Washington, D.C., a very different kind of drama was unfolding within the sterile corridors of federal agencies. Officials were locked in a high-stakes debate, not about geopolitics or domestic policy, but about the fate of Chen's digital stash. After a complex international investigation, U.S. authorities had managed to seize control of the cryptocurrency wallets containing his ill-gotten gains. The numbers were astronomical, valued in the billions of dollars, representing one of the largest crypto seizures in history. Every single Bitcoin, every fraction of a digital coin seized from Chen's operation, was now sitting idle in wallets controlled by the U.S. government. They were immobile, frozen in the digital ether, but they were bursting with potential and fraught with consequence. The question of what to do next was not just a matter of financial policy. It was a question of justice, national strategy, and the very message it would send to the world about America's stance on the new digital frontier. Two primary paths lay before them, each with powerful arguments. If the government chose to retain the Bitcoin, it would significantly bolster America's nascent strategic Bitcoin reserve. Proponents of this view saw it as a forward-thinking move, a way to secure a major position in a new asset class that could define the future of global finance. It was a chance to turn the spoils of crime into a national treasure, strengthening the country's economic power in an increasingly digital world. The seized funds could become a strategic hedge, a tool of international influence, and a symbol of American dominance in the 21st century economy. On the other hand, if the government chose to liquidate the assets, the proceeds could be used to provide restitution, a measure of justice for the thousands of victims scattered across the globe. These were the real people whose life savings had been stolen, whose trust had been shattered by the voices on the other end of the line in the Crown High-Tech Complex. For them, the debate wasn't about national reserves. It was about getting back what was stolen, about seeing a tangible consequence for the criminals who had ruined their lives. Liquidation represented a direct path to justice, a way to heal a fraction of the immense financial and emotional wounds inflicted by Chen's empire. Either way, whether the Bitcoin was held or sold, the very act of its seizure sent an unmistakable message that echoed. From the server farms of Cambodia to the trading floors of Wall Street, the core promise of cryptocurrency, its decentralized and seemingly anonymous nature, had been used by criminals like Chen to build empires in the shadows. But the same technology that enabled their crimes also contained the seeds of their downfall. Every transaction, every transfer, every conversion was etched permanently onto the blockchain. It was a digital breadcrumb trail that could not be erased, altered, or hidden. Blockchain never forgets. And as the case of Cambodia's crypto king and the dilemma in Washington demonstrated, so is justice. It may be slow, it may be complex, and it may travel through the uncharted territories of digital finance. But in the end, it finds its way. The ledger of a blockchain, like the ledger of history, eventually balances.